The Fighting Nerds are the most exciting MMA gym or MMA team in the UFC today. I became aware of them when Caio Borralho knocked out Paul Craig, and actually I think I knew about him before that. So I knew he was really good. But then Lord Silva came along, and he was phenomenal. He was about to fight Charles Jourdain. I knew Charles Jourdain was good because he destroyed he didn't destroy Kron Gracie, but he beat Kron Gracie. Kron Gracie had that old-fashioned pulling guard Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu style that no one else in the UFC uses anymore. Everyone is more well-rounded, but Kron Gracie thought he could get away with just knowing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu really well. And of course, well-rounded Charles Jourdain put it on him, and he got that victory. It was like a fight between old school UFC versus new school UFC. But anyway, so I knew Charles Jourdain was good, and Lord Silva was about to fight him. And guess what happened? Charles Jourdain got knocked the fuck out by Lord Silva. In the beginning, they were trying to find their range, and then Lord Silva mollywopped him. And everything about Lord Silva is full of showmanship, flair. Like his entrance, he calls himself Lord Silva. Like he calls himself a lord, and he has a very intense, serious face, but with a joking, humorous energy at the same time. And the music he walks in with is very atmospheric. I forgot what his entrance song is exactly, but I just remember it's very atmospheric. And then he goes in and he puts a fighting clinic on his opponents. He fought Charles Jourdain. The next day he became depressed because he wanted another fight. And Caio Borralho, his friend, told him, "Don't worry, you'll fight in a couple of months." And he goes, "No, brother, I can't do it in a couple of months. I've got to fight soon." And then a couple of weeks later, they booked him against Drew Dober, one of the toughest fighters outside of the rankings, a real high-level gatekeeper who has great knockout power, a great zest for life, and has knocked out numerous opponents. So Drew Dober is a dangerous opponent. Gave Islam Makhachev a run for his money. Well, not a run for his money, but he lasted 3-4 rounds with him before he lost. And Lord Silva went in there with Drew, and he pieced him apart. At the beginning, or maybe in the second round, there was some back and forth moments, but overall, Lord Silva put a boxing clinic on him and dismantled him. And by the third round, Drew Dober was way too bloody and he couldn't continue, and they had to stop the fight. So knocking out stiff Charles Jourdain and then TKOing by boxing clinic Drew Dober, and then giving really funny interviews, put Lord Silva's name out there. Like, he would make jokes like, "Oh, if Dana White wants, I can fight in the Contender Series again." And his translator would hesitate to translate this because he's like, "What is this fool saying?" And he makes out with his girlfriend right after the fight. He's a very emotional, passionate, sweet human being, and crazy at the same time. And so he's the main guy that made me exciting for the Fighting Nerds. But then someone else said, "Mauricio Ruffy is actually the best fighting nerd." And I'm like, no way he's better than Lord Silva. Lord Silva's definitely better. But then I checked out, but I never watched anything of Mauricio Ruffy before. But I told myself, let me check him out. I watched his fight against, what's his name? Malarkey. And oh my God, his fighting style is so reminiscent of Conor McGregor. His fighting is very stylistic. His stance is very like Conor McGregor. He has a beard like Conor McGregor, he looks like a Brazilian version of Conor. He's like a mixture of Conor and Eddie from Tekken, because Eddie did this what do you call it? Capoeira style with his legs, and Mauricio Ruffy did this cool leg sweep against Malarkey, and then he was just piecing Malarkey apart, and then he just knocked him the F out, and it was amazing. And I'm like, damn, this guy's so stylish. Yeah, he is. I don't know if he's better than John Silver, but he's also excellent. So I'm like, damn. So yeah, they've got a bunch of amazing fighters, and of course, what's his name? A few days ago, that beat Li Jingliang. Carlos Prate. He mollywopped Li Jingliang, knocked him out stiff. It was very scary for Li Jingliang because he looked like he fell asleep and he wasn't moving for a few seconds. So he was amazing too. His boxing was phenomenal, Carlos Prates. And they also have Bruna Brasil. And at first I had this condescending energy towards it, like, oh, they also have a woman for just to be diverse. But then I remembered, oh no, she's the woman that was excellent against Molly McCann. She's brilliant as well. So yeah, man, the Fighting Nerds are an amazing team. They're so freaking exciting. Can John Silva beat Ilya Topuria? Can Mauricio Ruffy beat Arman Tsarukyan, Islam Makhachev, and the other lightweights at the top, Gamrot? Can Bruna Brasil beat the champion of her division? Can Carlos Prates beat Belal Muhammad and Shavkat Rakhmonov and Jack Della Maddalena? It remains to be seen, but man, these are some tough, excellent, high-quality fighters, and I'm looking forward to seeing their fights. They're going to put on an amazing show, and I'm looking forward to it. Like and subscribe.